The HennaSooq carries organic amla powder. You can get free samples of our organic amla powder on our website at www.henna'sooq.com. Please see the link below. Our free samples range from 5 to 7 grams. Welcome to HennaSooq's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at amla powder. Amla powder is also known as Indian gooseberry. This powder is also heavier than henna powder or indigo powder because it is a dried berry. And so when it looks like there's less, in fact, it's just that it's a heavier herb. And heavier herbs will mean that you'll probably get less than a fluffy henna powder, such as Moroccan henna or Indian henna powder. They're very fluffy, and therefore it looks like you're getting more when the powder is not as heavy as this amla powder is. Amla powder is an herb that is used to promote hair growth. It's also used to help maintain curl pattern if you already have curly hair, because the henna can loosen your curl pattern. Also, cassia bovata does loosen your curl pattern as well. So the amla powder is used to add, bounce and volume to straight hair, whereas with curly hair, it'll keep those curls in a tighter coil. So you can use it to use about 3 to 4 tablespoons per 100 grams of henna powder and herbs that you use. Amla powder is also good for toning down the red of henna powders. Sometimes you might not want so much red to come through. You just want to tone it down a little bit, and amla powder does that. Amla powder is also a bit acidic, so if you're using this powder and lemon juice, it might be really too drying. It just might be too acidic. So I don't recommend that you use the lemon juice or anything else acidic when you're using the amla powder, because the acidity of the amla powder is enough to help with the dye release. And even though most of the time I do recommend using warm water or herbal teas rather than lemon juice, just because you don't want to dry out your hair, and the henna and all the herbs as a treatment can be drying for your hair. So you have to make sure that you maintain a proper natural hair regimen and just have all the facts so that you can adjust your recipes as needed. This is our Indian henna powder that I'm going to be using as an example today. This is about a tablespoon or so of henna powder. And with the amla, I'm going to be adding, just to show you how I add it in, about a teaspoon to that, and mix that up really well. This is what you would use to tone down the red of the henna. That would be about the proportion, or even for promoting hair growth and adding that bounce and volume to your hair. That'll also help with that as well. And this is the proportion that I recommend that you use. Approximately, say this was about a tablespoon of henna powder, at least a teaspoon. You can also use half-half if you really wanted to tone it down more, and you also wanted to add more bounce and volume to your hair. And this would also enable those who have curly hair to keep those curly coils in tighter. There's sometimes some people, they don't, really necessarily want to add the amla powder to their henna powder, because when you do so, you're toning down the red of henna. And some people really like to see as much red as they can get. So with that, you could do an amla paste treatment straight in intervals. Let's say, for example, you do your henna treatment and you see some loosening, and you got that red, nice red that you want, but your curls have loosened some, or you just really want a nice boost of volume and wave and bounce in your hair. So you can do, after even after about, either a few days, usually I recommend you let it rest at least a week, but if you really are noticing too much loosening, you might want to do it maybe 4 to 5 days after. But when you're doing it separately as a henna, as an amla paste treatment, and you're doing that just straight, that way you're not affecting the color. So that way you get all that bounce back that you want and that tightening of the curls without messing up the red tones of the henna that you want to achieve. So I'm going to be using warm water. I don't measure. I just like to eye it and feel the paste myself with the spatula. This is how it absorbs it. This is what it looks like as you mix it. And amla powder, it doesn't have a smell that that I could say you could dislike. It smells fine as an herbal paste, because every henna powder and every different herb has a different scent and texture. It's a little bit thick. Add a bit more water. I'm using a stainless steel bowl. I like stainless steel, and sometimes I use glass, but mainly I really like stainless steel bowls. You can get those at the dollar store for, $1. So they're very nice to use. And I like using a spatula. Okay, add a bit more water. You want this consistency to be that of about like toothpaste, just about. Toothpaste or pancake batter. You can, it's up to your preference as well. And if you would like, you can also add essential oils. At the HennaSooq, we have a wide variety of essential oils. And two of the most popular oils that we sell that will benefit the hair specifically is rosemary and clary sage. I personally also like the sweet orange oil because I really like citrus scents. So I do add a couple of drops of that as well, especially when I'm using other herbs like indigo, because I'm not very much of a fan of that scent in particular. But this is what your amla paste will look like. And you can let it sit for about anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. There's no dye to achieve, so even if you use it within 5 to 10 minutes, that's fine as well. You're just giving it a resting period. What that really helps with is to help the little you see the little balls of powder, that helps it dissolve. Alright, if you have any other questions about our amla powder and its usage, please let us know. We'll be more than happy to go over that and address that. Thank you. Hi, we wanted to let you know what the amla powder looks once it's been sitting for a couple of hours. Probably been sitting for about 2 hours. This is what it looks like. So this should definitely give you a very good idea of what to expect. Kind of looks like caramel in a way. Some caramelly paste. And the texture is almost like caramel in a way. Enjoy, and thanks for tuning in.